Most people think if they make a lot of money, then they understand how money works. I know I did after I got out of dental school, but the reality is quite different. Just because you make a lot of money doesn't give you a free pass to what it takes to build long-term wealth. And this is one of the reasons why most high-income earners, like doctors, many times are facing burnout. Now, whether you're a successful professional, entrepreneur, or just somebody that makes a lot of money, these mistakes can sneak up on you. And today in this video, I'm going to share with you the 10 biggest financial mistakes that I've noticed high income earners make so you can avoid them too. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Jeff Anzalone, periodontist on a mission to get you out of the rat race by building health, wealth, and changing your mindset for success. Do me a favor and download the free Millionaire Mindset checklist, links below this video. So now, let's get into the 10 top financial mistakes. Number one, assuming that your high income will last forever. Now, I want you to think about this. I don't want you to take your high salary for granted because research shows that most careers actually plateau after a certain point, typically after somebody reaches 50. And then you're typically going to make your most money in your 30s and 40s. But here's something else that you should think about that I didn't think about, and most people don't, is injury or burnout. Now, as a periodontist, I got to have my hands to work, right? So when I was 40, we went snow skiing, got off the ski lift, fell, hurt my wrist, bent my wrist back. And I was thinking, well, wait a minute, if I can't use my hands, how am I going to provide for my family? I was just assuming up until that point, I've been practicing for about 10 years. So I was just assuming that my income was going to last forever. Well, luckily that was my wake-up call to get me to focus more on other income sources like real estate syndications, instead of just from my W-2 income. All right. Number two, constantly chasing higher and higher income. So the pursuit of ever increasing income, it really can lead to a vicious cycle. So imagine this. I get that you've worked really hard to get where you are today, to earn a high income. You put in the hours, you face competition, probably have a very demanding work schedule. And this dedication has really helped you reach the top of your career, and you should be proud of where you are. But here's the deal. Have you ever wondered what comes after achieving that high income goal? Maybe if you haven't quite reached it, because most high achievers in this high income bracket, they actually struggle to answer this question. Well, their default response is often, well, I got to keep pushing for more career success. I have to keep pushing for higher and higher income. But is that the only way? Is that really worth it? So, as you can imagine, high income doesn't come for free. It demands a heavy price, heavy workload, 12-hour probably work days, 7 days a week. And then when you get to that point, you have to maintain this relentless pace in your career. And as you can imagine, this entire lifestyle can take a toll on you. It can take a toll on your health, take a toll on your relationships, and your overall happiness. Okay. So to make matters even more challenging, actually research suggests that for most people, both career success and income, again, they tend to plateau around age 50. So why do high income earners find it hard to ease off of things despite all these costs that we know that are going to take a toll on us? With that leads us to our next mistake, keeping up with the Joneses. Let me ask you a question. Are you inflating your lifestyle as your income grows? So at some point, you might feel that making a lot of money isn't worth the hours, the family time missed, and the constant stress, okay? You love to take a break sometimes, but you really just can't take one. Why? It's because your spending habits match or even hopefully they don't, but even exceed your income. So I understand that it's tempting to show off things with a new house or car, clothes, vacation homes, whatever. However, all of these symbols of success, as you can imagine, come with a very hefty price tag. And many high income earners get caught in this trap. And this trap is called what? It's called the rat race. We're always trying to get ahead, but yet we never can. and you keep running and running and running. So by the time you get to the point where you just feel so worn out, you can't step back because of what? What do all the liabilities, the cars, the boats, the houses, what do liabilities, those are things that take money out of your pocket, what do they produce? Expenses, right? So you cannot take a step back because you have all these expenses, you have all these bills. It's no wonder that people say that they always feel trapped in a never ending cycle. Again, that's the rat race. Now, if you earn a high income, that is something to be proud of, but it's very important not to blow all of your income on all these flashy things. Because if you hope that they're going to bring you happiness, got bad news for you. They don't. Number four, taking unnecessary risk. Now, I understand that many people that make a lot of money, they fall into a trap because they start thinking that they can make even more money if they put their money in very risky things because that's what all their rich friends are doing. And a lot of these high income earners, they take these risks early on, okay? Sometimes they take these risks to get their job. Maybe they put their money in some sort of investment, or they took a chance and went to this top school. They got in a lot of debt. Maybe they got into a big project or whatever. So they think, hey, it's worked for me before in the past. Why can't it work for me now? But investing isn't the same thing as picking a career, because in the money world, you got to be smart and not go in or not go all in on something that may or may not pay off. Now, it's okay to take some risks to grow your money, but don't just bet everything on one thing, especially if you can't get your money easily out, which kind of leads us to number five, and that's over investing in illiquid assets. Okay. Some people, they like to invest in things that it's, if they put their money in, it's very hard to get their money back out, especially if they need to get it back out quickly. So this could be in some of the real estate projects, rare art, and maybe some of these businesses. Now, I get that if you tell people that you're investing in these types of things, it may make you feel important. But if you ever need the cash quickly, then it can get to the point where you're in a tough spot. Okay. So for instance, let's say you buy a building and you hope that that money that you put in the building is going to make you more than putting in it like a Vanguard index fund. Okay. But what happens if you can't sell that building? What happens if it takes a long time? Because you can't just turn around and sell a building just like that. And then also selling a building comes with cost, right? So the bottom line is this: as you probably know, life is unpredictable. And there may become a time where you need cash quickly. So you always want to think about how quickly can you get your money out of something before you invest in it. Now, it's okay to have some investments like this that have a longer than normal payout, but don't make it too complicated or lock up all of your money in that. Okay, make sure you have a emergency fund that at least has 3 to 6 months. I like 6 to 12 months of living expenses that you can access to quickly. All right. Number six, over complicating your finances. Now, don't make money more confusing than it needs to be. Some people think that they need to they need to make their money and investments that they do complicated. And especially if you get on your phone, you get on social media these days, people on there, they make you feel that you should just jump into every new type of shiny investment opportunity. So maybe you should put your money in a new business. Okay, maybe you should join a bunch of friends and buying property. Maybe you should like open up accounts and multiple different banks trying to get the highest interest, because that's what everybody else is doing. Okay, and you start doing all these different things and you look up and you're so lost in all the details, you can't even keep track of where all your money's at. So here's the thing: money isn't that complicated. You've probably heard of the story between the tortoise and the hare, right? Who won the race? The tortoise won the race. How? They just simply kept going, moving forward. Slow, methodical pace, no fancy tricks. Same thing goes for money. You don't have to get caught in all of these different things trying to overcomplicate all these different investments, okay, to do well. Now, a lot of high income earners, they are very smart, So sometimes what do they think? They think, well, these basic solutions, those are beneath them. But remember, just because something's straightforward doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do. Sometimes the simplest way is the best way. Number 7, listening to the wrong financial advice. Okay. People that make a lot of money, they often get bad money advice because they're taking tips from the wrong crowd. So this wrong crowd can lead them to riskier investments. And just like we just talked about before, a lot of these risky investments, they can lock up money in things that are hard to get their money out. Again, the cycle of making all these investments more confusing than they should be. But here's the deal. It's great to learn from other people because we can pick up something useful from really anybody, all walks of life. But you've got to pay attention of really who you're listening to. And if you're smart and you're making a lot of money, then guess what you are? You're like a magnet for insurance people, for salespeople, for financial advisors. If you go and you look at an announcement, especially in my area, when the new doctor comes to town, new dentist comes to town, a lot of times I'll take them to lunch and I'll ask them first question, how many advisors, bankers, salespeople, insurance has contacted you? Went to lunch not that long ago with the new orthodontist. She said, man, you won't believe all the people that have already contacted me, because other people out there, they see dollar signs on you and they want a piece of your success. So you got to be careful. You want to make sure that you ask questions. You want to make sure that you know how these people or how these firms are going to profit from you. Okay. You really want to look at what they have to offer. Do your homework. And you want to make sure that you understand enough of the project so that you're the one steering the ship. Okay. Nobody else is ever going to look out for you and your money than you. I don't care what they say. Number 8, and this is probably one of the highest mistakes, biggest mistakes, because so many people misunderstand it. They think it's complicated. It's actually neglecting your tax planning. Okay. Not being smart about your taxes. Now, you probably know the more that you make, the more that you owe in taxes. Especially if you're at the top, you could be giving away 40 to sometimes 50% of your earnings. Okay. And that's before we even talk about any other taxes like sales taxes, property taxes, all the other taxes. But guess what? Most people that make a lot of money, they don't plan for taxes. I know I didn't when I started off, because why? We think that we can just hire an accountant or something to do it for us, but a lot of times they don't do their job. When we don't plan for taxes, a lot of times what happens is we'll look at it the last minute, and then what happens? You're stuck. But there are some things that you can do. Again, we're just going to keep it basic stuff to help. You could use account. You can invest in accounts that help lower your taxes, like 401ks, retirement accounts, health savings accounts, stuff like that. Okay, so every dollar that you save helps reduce your tax bill. You can do something good like give to charity. Okay, besides helping others and making you feel good, it helps save for taxes. Okay, you could start a side hustle. If you have a hobby, you could actually turn that into a business. Okay, now's the time to do it with social media, with YouTube. It's so easy to get your message out there. And being self-employed, even part-time self-employed, can unlock a lot of tax benefits that regular employees don't get. One of the best things that I like is investing in real estate. It can give you depreciation, which I've got tons of videos about depreciation. You can get to the point where you're a real estate professional. You could use a short-term rental loophole. Again, I have all kinds of videos on this as well, but you have to educate yourself, because if you hire an accountant, they're only going to just do your taxes. They're not going to teach you about all of these different things, because again, the only person looking out for you, your financial success, is going to be you. Okay. You have to be proactive about it. All right. Number 9 is inadequate insurance coverage. Now, even if you have a ton of money coming in, again, life can throw you curveballs. Now, you've worked too hard to get to where you are to overlook insurance. I know that's not a glamorous thing, but let's face it, again, life is unpredictable, like when I hurt my wrists. Okay. And I'm sure that you have the basics like homeowners insurance, okay, car insurance, health insurance. Now, medical issues, you can't imagine how many bankruptcies medical issues people that don't have the correct health insurance causes in the US every day. Okay? Life insurance, all right? Think about football, offense, defense. Offense, you're going out, you're making money, right? But defense, insurance is your financial defense. Okay. Again, if you don't have the correct coverage on your home, you know how many homes, millions of homes that suffer billions in damages every year just to natural disasters? Don't let that be you. Make sure you have the proper coverage. So if you neglect proper insurance, then all of your hard-earned money and your assets could vanish overnight. All right, so make sure that you protect yourself. Last but not least, number 10 is you ignore basic financial literacy. Look, don't overlook basic money skills, okay? Just because you make a lot of money, it doesn't mean that you know all about money. And sometimes people that make a lot of money and they look at these just quote simple financial concepts, they think, well, that's too basic. Okay. Again, they rather chase after the flashy, complex stuff and just spend like there's no tomorrow. But here's the deal. These people, they start out and they just go from 90 to nothing. They miss out on building a foundation of financial success, which is called financial literacy. All right. Think about the pro athlete. Think about the dentist. Think about the doctor. We all go from making nothing, don't know anything, to making a lot of money. So we skip out on what we should start out on. You don't build a house by putting the roof first. What do? Start with the foundation, start with the slab, frame it up, then the house. And when you think that concepts like budgeting or living below your means are beneath you, well, a lot of times that can be your downfall. Again, and I know you've heard this before, but it's true. It's not about how much you make. It's about what? How much you keep. And understanding the basics, that can really be the difference between a very, very comfortable future or living paycheck to paycheck. Remember, there's nothing basic about understanding money. And sometimes the simplest strategies are the most effective. And it's not always about making the most glamorous choices, but the smartest ones. Well, there you have it. The 10 top financial mistakes that most high income earners make. Which one are you suffering with now? Do me a favor, put a comment below, and hope this helps you to become financially free as quick as possible. Take care.